Hi, today I'm going to show you how I made my visual game novel Polaris on Google Slides. The demo is linked in the description, so you can check it out after you've watched the video, and I hope you enjoy the game and the video. Those of you who have been on my TikTok recently would know that I have this visual game novel thing on Google Slides. It's called Polaris, and I released a demo like a few weeks ago. I think it's coming up to a month, I don't know. So, something that's really important when you're making your visual novel is mechanics. So, Google Slides has a variety of tools you can use, but it's also quite limited. So, for example, like my characters in my game novel are made out of shapes that are provided by Google Slides. So, I didn't really feel comfortable using images off of the internet that weren't mine, but you can totally do that. Like, it's fine. It's probably easier than just going in and like fitting in the shapes and everything. So you just have to find what works best for you. While we're on the topic of shapes, Google Slides has very customizable features for your shapes and the text boxes, so you'll definitely want to be like taking advantage of those, especially if you want to make your novel look more visually appealing. So just look for them on the toolbar on the top and you'll see the icons for color fill, border color, weight, and dash. So you can just customize it however you want and just like play around with it so you can have them add some variety to your images. So for example, I like to mess around with the border weight and dashes a lot. It just makes it look like whatever it is I'm doing pop out and it gives it a little bit of oomph, you know? And the same thing goes for the text boxes. It's the same thing as the shapes, so you can do whatever you want with the border colors, anything basically. I like to use the border dash feature to show different types of speech for my characters. So the solid lines, I usually use those for like normal speaking voices, and the dotted borders, I do that for like whispering, and like the combination of the two, it's like mumbling or something. So you can just like get creative with it, whatever you're using for it. And oh, I've had a question about what font I use because the font I'm using is very game-like. So if you go to More Fonts on the font selector and type in Press Start 2P, that's the font name. You just click on it, then it's added to your list, then click OK, and that's basically it. Also, something else about text. I didn't find about this feature until after I released the demo, but if you go to Insert and Word Art, that is so helpful. Like, you can do all the tricks for, like, formatting and, like, all the colors and everything that I was talking about. You can do all of that, like, but for the words themselves, not just the text box. So I found that really helpful, like, in terms of the title screen and everything. So you'll just have to mess around with that. I know I'm gonna try and incorporate more of these word arty features because I still need to. I can't. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm kind of a noob at this. But yeah, I'm trying to incorporate that more into my stuff for like title screens, like I said. So the demo doesn't have any of this, but the final probably will. And this is like an example of how I use it. I'm pretty sure all of us at some point have overused the animate option, like during class presentations or whatever. Because I remember in elementary, middle school, the animations were so over the top. Like, you probably don't want to do that for this, but you just need to get a feel for the transitions and the timing for it to work. And you especially want to keep in mind how players would react to it, like if it's too much or too little or whatever. Real quick, format options, drop shadow. You just have to do it correctly and not go annoyingly overboard, you know? So I use this to make items pop or for like text screens, like the chapter titles. So yeah. And these are some of the settings that are available. So I usually don't mess around with the angle or distance that much. I usually just turn them down all to the right. But you can do whatever you want to get like the right vibe for whatever you're doing. See, this is how I did my chapter titles and for items to pop out, especially those beans. Okay, for your slides to actually be interactive and like to have people play them, you're gonna need links to redirect people to different screens. So what you're gonna do is click on that link icon and then paste the link of the slide you want to redirect the player to. So I'm just showing you the result of that, and it just takes it to whatever slide you want it to go to. And same thing goes for shapes. You don't have to click on the box, like the text, because there's no text unless you want text. But, you know, same thing. Also, I just highly recommend that you look at stuff on your own, find stuff on your own, because there's a lot of things I didn't cover that you could definitely use. And here's how I use the links for my title screen. As you can see, there's like a menu bar with like buttons you can press that take you to different screens. And I always have back and continue buttons that work correctly, I guess. And it's really helpful for players to have these options instead of just exiting like the slideshow. And that's basically it. I'm sorry for not posting for like 2 months. The Polaris demo is linked in the description, so you should go check it out. Oh, and what you're seeing right now is some fan art I got. I know, I'm famous. Thank you so much to Dreamerda for making this. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. Their YouTube is linked in the description under the demo link, and they made a video about them making this. Like and subscribe. Bye!